guys, and welcome back to my channel. Anyway, y'all know I haven't been shooting for a couple of days, so if y'all realizing that some lines are missing, you'll better forgive me. Anyway, if you do not know who I am, my name is Vanice, and if you know me personally, you would definitely know that every conversation matters with me. So guess what? I thought, today, with regards to the weather as well, might be one of the best days to actually share what I've been meaning to share with you guys. I think I also brought some notes, so it's gonna be super easy if I were to put it in words. I actually have them on my left hand side. I wanted to talk about the pain of feeling behind. I have experienced it over and over and over again, and I can tell you it is so incredibly painful. And I think that's the whole point why I am, referring to today's episode as the pain of feeling left behind, or the pain of feeling like you're left behind. It is so incredibly tough, you guys. It is so hard. And I really just want to tap into how did I then begin to feel like that? Where or how and whatnot. I think so many times as people, especially when we're teenagers, you're growing up, you're seeing how your parents raised you, and you begin to have little expectations. And as a little girl, and you want to do certain things, you're telling yourself, like, at this age, at that age, I want to have accomplished this and that point. And then one day you grow up and you realize things are not lining up. Your bank account does not look like your dreams, okay? Y'all should see my bank account. You're gonna be crying because that thing is empty, bro. Okay, I'll take it back. But here's the thing. Being left behind, or feeling that you're left behind, is so incredibly painful. Incredibly painful. I remember when I finished my high school, I think some of you guys, if you watched my other episodes, you would know about my journey. But when I finished my high school, I literally thought to myself, I'm gonna step into starting uni. I didn't want to take some time off. I didn't want to get to know the other things. I just thought, right from high school, I'm definitely going into studying, because I thought, this will help me. I want to grow my academics. I want to grow my career as well. And I did that. And I just didn't know whether what I was studying was good for me. I just thought at that point it would help me survive. And so I went on and I went to study, did communications and stuff like that. And I realized, obviously, I didn't kind of like it. Neither did I hate it. So it was more or less I was in between. But then again, I finished off. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this into a degree. I'm letting it go with a diploma. But little did I know that the next 4 years of my life, it will just be me hustling, trying to put things into perspective, and things will not be falling into place. Things fell out of, I don't even want to talk about my finances, because there was months, if not a year or so, maybe 2, that I was just literally back again and relying on my mom's salary. Can you guys believe that? It was so incredibly painful. And when I looked outside, in your circle, in your friends, and everybody else has moved on. Everybody else is, ahead in their finances, in their career. They're doing stuff that they love and they're passionate about that. And other people are even getting married, and other people are having kids, and you're beginning to ask, what the hell is actually happening with my life? Because clearly there's just something is not adding up, And I think just the pain of that in general is so excruciating. And when you go back home, your family members are like, okay, when is it the big day? When are you doing this? When are you having all these things? And I think in actual life, now that I live in Berlin, I'm realizing that the standards are way too high. They're way too high, and it's okay. It's normal. For other people, it's okay. You can have the hustle. You can find your way along, whatever. But for many of us, we have to start literally from zero. And I think nobody talks about the pain that comes with that. You have nothing to start from. For some people, you have to go back and finance your families back home. Some people, it's just a way for you to survive, or whatever the situation is. And I wanted to use this episode to say, hey, I know that probably you might have been in a situation where you felt like you were in my shoes as well, where you felt like everybody is just advancing in life, but you are not. You feel completely stuck. I want to tell you, it's actually, there's a good story. The past 2 years of my life, I had felt that they were the most hardest times of my life. I feel like I've been in pain. I've gone through moments that had broken me. I've been in situations that I thought I wasn't going to make it out. But the past 2 years, you guys, anything that could fall apart had fallen apart. I was so close, literally at the glimpse of giving up on myself. I was like, is there really anything on the other side? You know, when you've been rejected more than 4 times, where there could be applications, so jobs that I wanted to do, I had been rejected over and over and over and over again. I have been in friendships that, I felt like, okay, this is not, it's not aligning with who I want to be. It's not aligning with my expectations in life. And I think really the past 2 years has just been a roller coaster of everything, from emotions to finances trying to line up, to my job, me trying to find myself also in my job. And I think there is so much pain because we want to be like everybody else, because everybody else is going on. And I think I came to a point where I was like, but I don't have to. I don't have to have it all figured out. And it's okay that I'm on my journey, because my story is my story. And my story cannot be like your story. Some people, they graduated out of university. They got a really massive job with a nice office and whatever. And I remember a friend of mine used to tell me, because she started a business. She's a tailor, more or less a fashion designer, if I may put it. And she said to me, you know what, Vanessa, maybe not all of us are gonna have the opportunity to graduate from university and really have that office in that, nice 10 building, whatever, right? And I think that really stood with me, because when moments are tough and when you see other people thriving and you feel like, oh my God, your life is perishing, there's some moments where you have to remind yourself that my journey is not their journey. I'm not going to be able, I shouldn't even compare my chapter 3 with somebody else's chapter 20, And I always say, don't let people that don't understand your struggle pressure you to become something in a space of, I don't know, a year or two, when they have not been in your shoes, when they have not been in circumstances that you've been in. Some of you guys come from situations that don't look like you were meant to thrive. Some of you guys come from situations, financial even situations, that didn't even look like at some point you will make it. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, you know what? I need to find that for me. And if I'm happy, sometimes it's more or less overrated when I'm happy. But really, of course, there are moments where you're not happy with your circumstances, but you have to accept it for what it is. You cannot look outside and want to be like everybody else. Accept it for what it is. What is for you, I still believe in that, will find you. You don't have to be doing, stepping into shoes of other people. Walk away. I always say this. I forgive myself for stepping into shoes that were never meant for me. I forgive myself for walking in a path that was never meant for me. And until I realized that that path was not meant for me, those shoes were not meant for me, I began to now find my shoes. And now I fit in my shoes, because I've accepted that my journey is my journey. And who I'm becoming, I will celebrate that, knowing that I did not compare myself to anybody else. But I accepted my journey for what it was. Now, anyway, I know that y'all are probably thinking, oh my God, you're talking so much, too much knowledge, too much whatever. I know. If you're listening to this in the morning, I hope you have a great, fantastic day ahead. If you're listening to this on your way back home after a whole long day, you know what? Stay hopeful, stay strong. You will overcome whatever it is that you're going through. But today's episode, as I said, was more or less to say, find yourself. Yes, you might feel left behind, but really find yourself. And I hope that you really find yourself and accept yourself for who you are. You don't have to be like everybody else. Anyway, I'm not trying to make this video too long for you guys, because I know y'all don't have time, okay? So if you do love this episode, please, show it some love, you know what I'm saying? But also, if you've been in situations like that, and if you feel like society is giving you so much expectations and you don't know what to do, just, type down below, share with me your story. Let me know what were the moments where you felt like, oh my God, why is my life not making sense? But anyway, from me, Venice, and the rest of the team, stay winning.